My name is Devin Gige, an upcoming professional filmmaker. I have been a foster child with a sponsor from Norway and a member of children's media in Pran, Kenya, sponsored by Pran, Netherlands. I have made this 10 minutes video for you to give you an insight on post-election violence in Kenya from children's point of view.
Watu wengi wamekufa na hata wengi wateseka. Tunalia mapigano yaliyokumba nchi yetu ya Kenya. Watu wengi wamekufa na hata wengi wateseka.
These are the voices of the internally displaced children of Kenya. Sympathies we bring to you by this song. You who survived the violence, we say pole to you fellow Kenyans. May God now shield you as you pick the pieces of your life to start all over again. But children have died. Women have died in violence. Women gave birth on the roads. Men were butchered. In the camps, suffering was a lot. Look, you see, even neighboring countries looked upon Kenya. But now, everything is bad. Auma is 12. She had traveled to Nairobi from Bondo on a trip most children in Bondo cannot get a chance to make.
During last December, I went to visit my father at Nairobi. Where we were staying, the gate was closed. Nobody could get in and out because tear gas were being thrown outside. Policemen were there shooting people. Shops were closed. Everything was closed. We could not even go to school. If we went, school was being banned and also our teachers were being killed. In Kibera, people were not happy of that Kibaki is the winner. They were saying that nothing like that. Kibaki has stolen ODM's votes. And then they start striking. No Raila, no peace. No Raila, no education. They called Dr. Kofi Annan and John Kufur to come and help them to brought peace in Kenya. After that, when peace has came, I tell my father I want to come back where I used to stay. When we reached at home, we found that our grandfather was dead on 25th. Then he was already buried on Wednesday. We prayed. Then we joined those people who were there.
Odhiambo's story is similar to many others told by children all over Kenya.
I used to stay with my father in Kisumu. It was now on Sunday evening. I was washing my clothes, cleaning the house. Then I switched on our radio. I heard there is war everywhere. I started saying, so this thing will bring many problems in our country here. The next day, some people came into our house and took our properties. And my father also was beaten. He broke his leg. And this one made me unhappy. So it took some days. Then my father told me that I want you to go home. When I arrived in the village, I explained to my mother what had happened. But there was nothing I can do more. This made our children unhappy. My mother just said, how will your father come here? But I was just quiet thinking about my father, that he could die or he can come.
Other families lost property.
When my parents died, my aunt took me to Nairobi. Before the election, I was going to school very well and I was being I was being treated very well. In the morning, I was at Kayole Estate and I was sitting inside the house. Then I opened the television. When I opened the television, and I saw when some people were being chopped off their heads and others were being chased away from their homes. And when I opened the radio, I even heard some there. But I could not believe that it can happen to Kenya. We stay for long without food. The only food that we was eating and drinking, it was only juice. It was our breakfast, our lunch, and our supper. So one day my aunt said that, "My children, you cannot stay here without food. I must go and search for you. I must go and buy for you the food." Then my aunt went to the shop. When she reached at the shop, she saw a list which it was written that today we are coming at Kayole and we want 12 heads of children. When my aunts come back with that strange story, we was very afraid.
When we reached Kisumu, it was really worse that even we could not proceed with our journey. Just when some angry men came inside the bus, we were told to get out and lie down. They took everything from us. When the policemen tried to stop them, it is quite unfortunate that they were just cut into pieces when we are seeing like this. Me and my sister, we just ran to the nearby police station. There we stayed for 2 days. It's when the people of Red Cross brought a lorry. It's when we were brought to Bondo. But I really thank God that when we reached that Bondo, we found my uncle. Even now, he was already brought there. And I really ask the government to provide us internally displaced children with shelter, clothing, food, and education.
Here in Bondo, we are trying to respond to psychological trauma by engaging children in discussing issues which they found difficult to discuss. Some of them suffered abuse and they cannot communicate this freely. Some of them were witnessed things that they have never seen before and they find it difficult to talk about them. And those ones have got a lot of psychological impact on them, and that also hinders their learning. One of the approaches that we are using is art therapy, which gives them the opportunity to talk about themselves. Counseling in aspect is dealing with people's feelings, and so we are trying to explore their feelings. The feelings could be feelings of hate, feelings of love, feelings of anger, and so when we engage them in art therapy, they are able to draw what they are not able to talk about in normal circumstances. Through group therapy, we are able to single out those who may need one-to-one counseling services. We also use play therapy to prevent post-traumatic stress disorders, which sometimes also complicate with different issues coming in with depression. Sometimes can also bring in issues of drug use, self-harm. The children, even though they suffered trauma, they still have ideal self, and so they still have ambitions to pursue. Some of them lost their parents. We are trying to help them come to terms with this so that they can reconstruct their lives. All these things that I'm talking about are all supported by Plan Bondo. They have supported the teachers in going through counseling training. Plan Bondo has also supported the community members. And so we feel that with that good support, the counseling services will be enhanced.
Let us stop fighting. Our country Kenya is well known all over the African continent and beyond. But my question is, why all these chaos? Many schools to this day are not open due to the skirmishes experience. But my question is, why all this chaos? Many people are dead and buried. Others are refugees in their own countries. But my question is, why all this chaos? Killings are not the remedy for the nation. Tribalism is poison to all peaceful citizens. But my question is, why all this chaos? Unity and union are the pillars of the nation. Wake up all leaders to condemn this omen. But my question is,